Yes, people, what's going on? Welcome to United View. No, because there was a little. I wonder if everyone else heard it. It was just on my side. There was a little chink in the music, and then I don't know. It was a bit weird. It must have been just me who heard it. Everything was fine. It just a little, like when the CD skips a little bit. Felt like that. Crazy. Yeah.
Technology.
Anyway,
I mean that might be a record. That might be a record. I mean, 30 seconds in, we've got technology with the headphones.
Yeah. I know. Yesterday, the technology was a joke. It was so annoying. But anyway, I'm not doing that right now. I might tell you later on the show, but it's annoying. Victory Monday says Court Star. Shout out to everyone watching, man. Happy Monday. It is international break though. No Man United for a couple of weeks. Actually, probably, with how we were doing in the last few games, could have done with keep going every 3 or 4 days. That would have been all right. But the players do need a bit of rest, and a lot of them are going off to international duty, so it's not really rest, is it? But some injured players really, really do need it. Big up to each and every single one of you. Triple M says good morning, guys. Javis says good morning, UV. Aslan says big up, UV crew. We got no music. You just appeared, says Nessie. Really? Is that true? Did anyone else get that, or are you just messing about, Nessie? Because there was a little something that I experienced, so it'd be interesting to see what you lot experienced. Very weird. Very weird. Couple of gremlins in there. Smash a like on the video, peeps. Subscribe to United View if you lot haven't done that already. Let's get the first 100 likes in the door. 60 in there already, on our way to 300 people watching. And as we saw yesterday, we were 100 away from reaching that 190. As you can see, we're basically at 930, basically. There or thereabouts. So we're about 70 odd. 70 odd away from getting to that magic number of 190. Like Owen says, the road to 200 can completely be on the road. You know what I'm saying? What we're going to be talking about today, of course, the fallout. Well, I say fallout. The reaction from yesterday. Captain Fantastic, Bruno Fernandez, the Aiden Heaven injury update. And I suppose I like shows like this because it's where we get to it's not just journalists tweeting and then there's news and we're interested in this play. No, we can really get into fan stuff, fan opinion, how we're feeling. Because is there a feels that we're turning a corner? Is there feels that the players are getting more confident? Or is this classic us just searching for some light, won a couple of games that you should win, and you start going, I tell you what, and then you get slapped back down to reality in the next few Premier League games? Or is it something in between? We want to hear from you guys. Get involved. But Owen, are Man United turning a corner? Is Amorim's plan starting to gel?
I know. But we've had that conversation a million times, haven't we? What I will say when it comes to it all is yesterday, and maybe it is a very much preventative measure, but we felt quite optimistic coming out the game yesterday, didn't we? Going, look, 3-0. Back-to-back wins in all comps. In the Premier League, I think we're unbeaten in 4. All competitions we're unbeaten in 4, that is positive, something to hang on to, particularly with the season that we've had. And you do get the inevitable, some of them are ops, some of them are Man United fans where they're like, it's only Leicester, what you're celebrating for. I remember this, remember that. And again, you have to frame it with the context, and the context is we're shit. So you have to take with what you've got. The last couple of games legitimately have been better. Leicester are a poor team. They are. But in fairness, we've played some poor teams this season and we've struggled. We've played Southampton home and away, even though we won 3-0 away, first 20 minutes before they scored, they missed a penalty rather, we struggled. We played them at Old Trafford. We got played off the park. We went away to Ipswich when we scored earlier on. We struggled after that. They were all over us for the rest of the game. Maybe lucky to get a draw. We played Ipswich at Old Trafford, deserved to win that game, but got the red card. Second half, we had to park the bus because we kind of struggled a little bit there. And actually, this is still one of our better performances in terms of the overall game, completely in control. Leicester didn't lay a glove on us. That's a positive. Against Real Sociedad, who they're mid-table La Liga fodder, don't score many goals, but we had a setback, conceded an early penalty, but we dominated that game. And it wasn't because they went down to 10 men. They went down to 10 men because we dominated the game. That's what happened.
And over 2 legs. I know the penalty in the first leg, but over 2 legs, there were large parts of being comfortable and being in the ascendancy.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So we deserve that. So those are positive things. And the last couple of performances, because people say it's not just about results, it's about performances. Want to see performances. The last few performances have been a lot better, a lot more attacking, a lot more forward passing, less of the horseshoe. The players do look like they actually understand
classic
what
Owen horseshoe.
what they're meant to be doing at certain points. And again, I think that's positive. That's not to say that, like you said, we've got some really difficult games coming up, and I'm pretty certain we're going to have some shitty results on the
Of
horizon.
course.
We're still not great, but we've said over the last 7 days in particular, I think we as fans just want something to hold on to, some kind of North Star to point towards and say, right, at least we're going towards that, whether that is the stadium, whether that is whatever, in a season of, bad results, managers going, players not being good enough, chaos behind the scenes, people coming in and then people going out, sackings, what have you. Everyone's just said, yeah, pretty much Premier League anyway. Season's a write-off. I just need something to hold on to so I can get to the end of the season and I know that we're going in the right direction. And I'm not saying it's necessarily these last 2 results, but finally, after a very long season, there is at least something where you can go, oh, I can see that's better. That's at least better than what we've seen before. So that's something. And is it turning a corner? No, but it's something.
No, it's not turning the corner. No. Yeah, I agree. I agree with everything you're saying. I think you have to take small wins, small gains, right? And when you see how low the bar was for us, or no, how low the bar
Yeah.
is for us, when you see how low the bar is for us, and rightly so, because of what's happened this year, you have to look at bits of improvement in isolation, which is, I've been saying that with a few different players. You know what I mean? It was important to look at Yoro before he got injured. It's important to talk about De Ligt, in this moment, like some individuals where you go, you know what? They're starting, obviously we all know about what Bruno's doing. There's some individuals in there that are really starting to grasp this thing and start to do all right. But I feel like the level of the amount of basics we're doing a bit better now, I think is what's better. We've been quite physical in some games. Ruben's been speaking about how tired we have been, but they're still finding a way to be physical, to play at a decent intensity. And
He said Mazraoui's dead after the game.
Mazraoui's dead, exactly. He's fasting. Yeah, he's fasting. He's tired. He's playing every minute.
The opening sentence of that quote was, Mazraoui's dead. Everyone went,
yeah.
What? What? He's been trying really hard. He's been fasting. Oh, God. Yeah, all right.
Yeah. Exactly.
It's a bit jarring, wasn't it? It was like, oh my God.
Oh, a bit dramatic.
Oh, yeah.
But that's it. This is he says it in his Ruben way because he's very upfront about things, isn't it? He just says it as it is. But he exactly that type of desire from Mazraoui, that type of professionalism. And I know because they do your job, you're paid well to do it, etc., etc. But you still want to see people apply themselves for the team. And he's the definition of a proper team player. You want left centre back, you want right centre back, you want left wing back, you want right wing back, you want 10. What do you need from me, boss? I'll go and do a job. I ain't gonna moan. I'm not gonna have excuses. I'm just gonna perform. But Crun King says it's too early to say we're turning a corner, but a good win. And I think yeah, it's way too early to say we're turning a corner. I think that's too early because some of the tougher games are on the horizon, and this season's been really bad. When do you start saying you're pivoting away from that and you're going in the right direction? But there are some positive signs over the last couple of games, in more moments than not, that they're starting to understand a little bit more what's been asked of them. I will say that, like, you're right about that horseshoe thing is a big thing. It's like they're not just aimlessly going round the horseshoe going, I don't know. Give it to you. I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll give it to you. I don't know.
I have a question. I have a question about that, Flex. And
about what? The horseshoe thing?
Maybe I'm stirring the pot here a little bit, but I feel like I have a responsibility to the UV community. And I feel like I have a responsibility to the comments and the chat. Yeah. And I've seen this particularly after your fan view, after your Flex's view. Yeah. And some were saying, Flex, after these improvements in performances and improvement in the results of the last few games, do you regret or take back some of the things you were saying in sort of late December when you're going, Ruben needs to change?
Do I regret or take back? I would
Some were
say,
saying, some were calling you a hypocrite.
okay, fair enough. I would say when in those moments, right, when we were getting licks, which we were, I was saying you've got to find a way to affect this. This can't keep going on. And I feel like he did adapt. He did things that I wanted him to do. He tried different plays, kept trying different formations. He kept tweaking things. Sometimes we were going 5-4-1. Sometimes we had the 2. So he literally did do things that were adapting in the game. So that's all and then literally, even before this point, I got to a point where I'm saying he's trying things. He's trying things. So no, I don't take that back. And I definitely don't take back as well, which you guys saw. I definitely didn't take back when I clarified about accountability. The same way how he's like Ruben's rightly so getting the plaudits for coming through this little spell where we can now go, you know what? I'll tell you what, I think I'm starting to get it now. The players are doing this and it feels like they're more understanding of what's going on. It's testament to Ruben. It's testament to, keep sticking to what you've got, but adapting certain things. Garnacho now plays in the right 10. Was on the left 10 before. I always said he doesn't have to get rid of 3-4-3. I never said that. Never once said that. I said he's got to do some different things within it. And he's literally done it. So, I think when people say, oh, you're just a hypocrite, yeah, obviously that's the line, isn't it? That's the line we always want to go with when we're trying to dissect what's going on and someone has a strong opinion at any said time. Like the Xerxes thing, I literally had to apologize for that. I did. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I've got no, you lot know me. When it comes to, if my name's called Flip Flop Flex, obviously I've got no problem going, you know what? I said that 6 weeks ago. Nah, not anymore, mate. I'm not having that. I think this now. I couldn't give a crap. You lot know what I'm on. I just assess as I see. And in that point, from Newcastle into those next batch of games, I think we was going away to Liverpool and Arsenal after that. And we did. We sat in them games because those games suited us. They changed. Like I said, Garnacho's had a position change. Kobe had a position change. So yeah, I don't mind it. Slim says you said he had to change, not adapt. Flex. Flat out said change it. You were almost at change to a back 4. Reckless Sports, you would be spinning the wheel, hot chip. Well, that's fine. That's fine. If that's how you see what I was saying.
I might try and find the clip. The clip.
I mean, I was
a
very
particular point
angry
at that Newcastle game.
100%, 100%, because of the manner of what was going on. Well, and again, what did he change straight away? He literally took at 30 minutes. He goes, "I've got to change this. I've got to change this."
I think in fairness, I think this goes back to what I'm going to call football literacy, right? And what I would say about this is I think so much has been made about Ruben Amorim has to change with all this stuff. And he has, but I think for some people, it's not change unless you actually change the formation. So
exactly.
he's never going to change out of 3-4-3. Like the starting of the game is never going to be, United have started in a 4-2-3-1 today. That's very surprising. On paper, it's always going to look as 3-4-3. Over the last, certainly it's March now, 2 months at least, there have been games when it's been a 5-4-1. There have been games where, like you say, certain player he plays here. This player plays in the 10. This player plays in the 8. The wing backs today, they're not going to go as far forward, or today we're going to do long balls over the top. We're not going to try and play through the middle. Like he changes or adapts most games. But I think unless he switched from a back 3 or 5 to a back 4, that's not he's not adapting. He's not
exactly.
Changing,
and I feel like
which isn't necessarily true.
To my knowledge, again, if you run back the receipts, which I'm sure people will, and you will, if I said the words, this 3-4-3 isn't working, he needs to go to a back 4. If I said that, which I don't believe I did say that, because I was angry. So I was angry. So I'm not.
One of those ones when you're under pressure and you're like,
yeah.
I have no idea.
Yeah, because I was fuming that day, and that is the Joshua Xerxes Ogre one. It is. And I remember that 2-0 when the second goal went in, I did lose my shit. I said, he's got to change something. You can't just keep hanging us out to dry. And then I was on about putting a plaster over it to stem the bleeding because we had Liverpool and Arsenal next. So I was on about, I never said change the formation. If Flex had changed the formation, we will get him on the wheel. Yeah, well, that's fine. Exactly. But I just feel like you can't change. It's a different word. People heard he needs to abandon his principles and give in to the players. That's what the people that push it back are saying. You heard that. I'm saying you got to change something. You've got to change something.
Well,
You can't.
Nasri says you are wrong, Owen. He massively changed his formation. But he didn't. He still plays 3-4-3.
He says it. He says it in all
is,
the games. He goes, I haven't changed much. It's just the application and a few players here and there, but the actual principles is the same.
Yeah, my wider point is that when that team news comes out, the layout is still the same as it was in the first game, which is 3-4-3. That is the formation.
Yeah.
But he changes stuff within it. That and that's how he has adapted. This idea that he is this, completely hard-headed, it's only one way of playing, that's it. I know he has perpetuated that, but it's kind of also not true because, again, that it's 3-4-3, but in every single game, it is different. It is different. The roles of which he is asking players to do certain things are different, and like sometimes it's 3-4-3, but the majority of the game, like we saw against Ipswich, we went down to 10 men. Majority of the second half we're playing 5-4-3-1, or certain games, right? We're going to, particularly today, we're going to try the ball over the top, or it's got to be the crossfield pass. Or
I mean,
actually, like you said, in the right 10, he even says it. Learns more about the players. Look at Rasmus Højlund. Why is he playing a bit? Why is Højlund playing a little bit better now? He's realizing can't hold the ball up. Play channel passes to Rasmus Højlund because he's better at playing channel passes. That's the adaptation that he's.
Would you say he's changed stuff? He needs to change something.
Yeah, of course.
Would you say he's gone on to change something?
But other people are saying that you maybe had said something.
That's what I'm saying. But this is my point. This is my point to the chat. This is my point to the smart asses. Oh, you just said check because you lot were happy to just not even look. This is what my point was, yeah. And this is what led to the Ruben accountability thing, which really made people lose their mind because again, people hear one thing, yeah. Some people are uncomfortable trying to look past the thing and just give like in the name of the free pass, which is why I was always skeptical about that term because it rids the manager, head coach, of like he may as well not be there. It's such a free pass. It's like nothing matter. It's not on you to change things, tweak things, learn things, adapt. All of these words you want to use for change, right? So people were like, no, it's just the first thing. You got to understand the players are shit. And I'm going, hold on a minute. Remember that show? I went, whoa, hold on. Yes, the players are shit. But we can't, are we saying he's just getting a free pass here? So we can't say, what can you do differently? What could you rearrange? Could you put your pieces in could you construct your puzzle differently? Like what is that? I remember we had that show and then it was like, well, maybe it's not a free pass, but it's like, a free hit or however you want to dress it up. Well, because, it is a free pass to a certain extent. But I said, that's fine in terms of his status as the manager. He's not going to get removed. But in terms of like trying to improve, because this league's gone, that's fine. But in terms of trying to improve, we have to be able to legitimately go the A word. Hey, Amorim, just need to keep adapting. Keep trying to change. You've got to have some accountability in this, which he tells us. And I felt like a lot of people, see, like Michael said there, the bottom line is Flex ain't patient. What do you mean? by trying to have some standards for the manager. And now guess what? He's gone on to make changes. And now we're literally all going, I'll tell you what, I can't say we've turned the corner, but you can see things have improved. Well, how's that happened then? That hasn't happened by doing exactly the same thing as what we were doing earlier. It's not exactly the same thing because we've just said, Owen's just put a list of the things that have been adapted or have been moved or have been different or have been changed. Whatever adjective you want to use for describing the element of change, it's the same thing. He's done different things without ditching three centre halves. Because that's the main thing of what it is. Like the bigger problems around Man United, so the outside world, Man United losing all these games. That 3-4-3 ain't working in the Premier. He needs to go to back four till he gets players. Till you get players, play back four, mate. That ain't working. I'm not on that. I'm just saying adapt within it. And like I said, I feel he's gone on to change things. So if you heard I'm not patient and I'm not ready for a rebuild and I want the manager out, I can't help you. I can't help you. Is it there, Owen? Did the words?
No, I
the
just
words-
no.
I know you're scanning,
just-
so I just need to know. Is it, where are we at? You need to take it to the second goal. It's around about the second. The second goal is when I lost it.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Because I remember you didn't even see the first goal. I remember that one because we were having some flatnicals at the time.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Because you're like, I didn't even see the first fucking goal.
It was second goal. Second goal. I was like, guys, you've got to change something. He's got to change it. He's got to change something. I remember saying.
Well, initially, you start laughing. I went. You say, do you know what? Yeah. Amorim might as well to go home. You know. It's.
Yeah. It's got to go home.
What else do you say?
Can we not do a live replay of this? Can't you? Can we? This is.
You could probably go on
charges now.
Probably could do on the present thing, couldn't you? Probably do that.
Yeah, maybe let's do that. May as well now. Now we're in it. 1,000 people watching.
Yeah.
Smash a like on the video. Facing charges to see if the evidence is insurmountable or whether this is going to get dismissed out of court.
Does it play if I click share screen? Does it play the video? Will it play through?
Let's find out. I think so.
Yeah.
I think it does. People do it all the time. Oh, but you mean the audio of it? Should do.
Yeah, the audio of it.
Yeah. If there's copyright.
Oh, yeah. Also share tab. Well, it's us.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Here you go. Wait a minute. Here you go.
What you call it? All right, let's go back.
Let's go through it. Let's go through.
Can you hear that? Ball in.
Yeah.
Hey, 2-0. 2-0.
Ironic laugh. Do you know what? Yeah. Amorim may as well go home, you know.
We are so fucking. This is so low. Yeah, this is so low. They're like not even like disrespectful to Newcastle, but this is so low in the sense of for close to 20 minutes we have been battered. We look like a newly promoted side. That's what we look like. A newly promoted sides getting relegation battles. That is where we are.
There's no pressure on the ball.
Look, because look at Ugarte. You missing Ugarte.
Look at Ericsson and Joe Linton.
I don't think it's here.
I don't think it's here. It might be actually
at the end.
Martinez. when they keep getting chances. Little wee man, you wee man, nah, man. Look, yeah, bro. That's how he was defending. Do you know what?
Oh.
I looked down the barrel. Anyone who ever said to me, and I was defending him at the start, they say this, that, and he butchered it, and I started defending him. You were all right. Look at him. Look at him.
Stood against Martinez.
Like, forget it. And look, he's just walking off into the fucking net. Terrible. Honestly. And I should have just got a second before that because of Martinez as well. He needs to take him off. Drop my fucking mic. He needs to take him off. Play Johnny Evans, bro.
Are you saying this is on Amorim? Because what is saying?
Take him off.
For who?
Guys,
put Evans on. This is
2-0 in 20. Yeah, like this. Genuinely, this could.
See, like, hold on, pause that there, Owen. So that's one of the first defenses of. Are you saying this is on Amorim? No, I'm saying change something. I'm saying take him off. He's having a stinker. Do something. Yeah. I'm already. I can feel there. I'm already on that. So I'm like, do something. Change it. Adapt. Change the players. You have to do something. Because he said, you say this is on Amorim. I didn't say, it's 100% on him. He ain't good enough. No, I said, take him off. So that's something there.
Okay, that's okay.
Goodness.
But I do feel like it might have been when they were getting chances for a third. I don't know if it was after this.
I remember at the end of the game, to be honest.
Really?
We're in trouble.
Did you say butcher my ass as well?
Yeah. Pause.
We're in trouble.
Pause.
We're in trouble.
He said it.
I said it. Yeah. These things make you lose. Oh man,
he needs players. He needs players.
I was so mad at Martinez in this
right now. He needs. We're getting Liverpool next.
Item Panda. Maybe I'll try and find it. Find it.
Yeah.
I'll try and find the other clip, and then maybe we can face the charges because. Yeah. Yeah.
There you go. Guys, you hear what you want to hear. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, the manager's gone on to literally change things, and now we're talking about improvements. So hold that. Yeah. Find it.
Yeah.
Go on then. Find me saying, ditch this formation and play a different one. Find me saying it. Like Imran
maybe
says,
we will.
Flex so far beating the allegations. You know, It's up to you guys. You guys have put me on a charger, so it's up to you guys to go through with a fine-tooth comb and bring to me where I've said that this manager needs to ditch this formation? Or have I just said he needs to change stuff to get through? And he has. So, yeah. Can we talk about the game? No charge flexes motto. Yes, let's do that.
I might have found it.
Go on, go on.
I might have found it.
Yeah.
But I'll just rewind him back because it's a long long speech you're giving.
Is it in between 1 and 2-0? I remember a bit of rage then. Oh, was it full time?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I've even heard you say 4-4-2.
I said 4-4-2.
Yeah, I mean,
to get through.
I just heard the words 4-4-2. I just heard the words 4-4-2.
Right. Okay.
I'm still rewinding back because it's a long speech.
Oh, it's
that's KG.
Slate.
Flex's face looks worried. Flex's face looks worried.
Slate. Scary Neville late.
Right.
To bring somebody in. That's where we are right now. It is literally save your survival stuff because those guys don't have it in them. I'm saying to you, me and you are saying the same thing. I don't trust the players that are in the club.
Let's talk about this one thing. Why has Ruben Amorim come here and said we must get results, where we need wins? Why is he saying that? What
do you mean? I don't understand the question. Of course he knows.
Ruben Amorim is saying, to get to the next fucking level, he's saying, I need to get W's. I need to get W's. If I don't get W's, I'm going to be gone. I won't be able to do my vision. I won't be able to put down my principles. I need to get something in the short term. The short term leads to the midterm, which leads to the long term. If the short term carries on like this, he won't get to stay. That's what I'm saying. He has to do something to save his own ass, not the players, himself.
Yes. And now, so in that thing that you're saying,
so far, so good.
What tweaks does he do with the team currently as is
to
save his ass?
Find something. Listen.
No, because we're saying find something. You're saying magic out of his ass. I'm saying what tweaks? No, I'm saying now because you asked me a question. I'm saying Flex. What tweaks does he make?
I'm saying no. My point is
this
is a bad place to go back to. I'm getting angry again. What the thing is, I'm saying whatever it is, you can't just keep going 3-4-3, 3-4-3. A 3-4-3 or same players, which is fine.
That's
all same players. Because he's not going to get there. Okay, then 4-4-2, 4-4-2
for what you're saying.
I already said earlier on. I said 4-5-1.
Here's a counter argument to that, Flexer. Here's a counter argument to that, though. What if any change to formation ain't working? Because we have seen that.
But then
we have seen 4-2-3-1. So if he
I'm trying to say it there. I'm not saying
and nothing and it didn't work. Then how
has he exhausted all of his options? Like he has to try. I'm saying you have to try. I'm saying no. Listen, we brought him in for the long-term vision, but we're not stupid. We understand it's going to take time. We have to go through loads of things. I'm not saying abandon everything and never go back to this. I'm saying, guys, we got Liverpool and Arsenal next. He's gonna have to try something different here, just to get a W of some sort to fucking raise morale. You have to do something. That's what I'm saying. Just something. If it doesn't, I'm not saying it's 100% going to work because I know these criminals. I get that. I'm not saying Amorim out. I'm not saying he's a clown. I'm not saying he's an idiot. Look at this guy. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying pick something out the blue that's not. Even if he does play the formation but alters it slightly, maybe he goes with 2 up front. And just 110. Maybe that it's always a flat back 5 at all times. I don't know. Whatever it is, yeah. I'm just saying. All I'm saying is he's in danger of not being able to implement the things he wants to do because the results will be too bad. When the results are too bad, it clouds. Everything stops.
Can I say something?
Get relegated.
Correct. Can I say
that
something?
bit was important.
So
there's a lot going on there.
I feel like it's close. I feel like it's actually closer than you know what I mean. I feel like it's closer than.
I brought it back round. I feel so now. I've seen it back.
It's closer than 4 than initially said, isn't it? You know what I mean? There was hints at 4-4-2. There was also.
But there's also me saying. I'm saying even within what we've got. Adapt. Maybe it's a flat back 5 with the 3. Maybe it's 2 up front. Maybe it's 1 with 2 10s. I'm saying adapt. So listen, I think United Mafia's probably called it right there. Lil Yo-Yo will jump on this. They'll all say, "Oh, you got to go to court for no." I think I personally, Flex is Amorim now. Flex saved it at the end. I think in the moment, I will admit, I think in the moment, I'm saying try something for a game.
Very close.
I'm on the line. I'm on the line here. I'm on the line. I think what's happening is KG's pressing. KG's pressing, going, well, I'm asking you. I'm going, well, he has to do something. He has to do something. Because you got to think about the context as well, yeah? We're getting slapped by Newcastle comfy. It's 2-0 after 30 minutes. So that game felt like it was going to be 5-0, let's be honest, yeah? And it probably should have been with the chances. So we're looking ahead. We're going, got to go Liverpool next. Got to go Liverpool. What the hell are we going to do if we lose 6-0? Got Arsenal after that. What the hell are we going to do if we lose 6-0 back-to-back? He's got to put a plaster over. He's got to do whatever it takes to just not lose these 2 games. And I stand by that. I do stand by that. That we couldn't have afforded to take a 5-0. But like I said, as the clip goes on, I said, look, it could be flat back 5. It could be 2 up front to help with a bit of extra pressure and 1 10, maybe not 2 10s. So I think it's. I still stand by what I said actually in all of that.
Well, there's a poll in the chat. There's a poll. There's a poll in the chat. Simply, is Flex guilty? Well, no, it says it's Flex guilty. There are 3 options: guilty, not guilty, and a hung jury, which is basically can't really decide. You know what I mean? Maybe not totally innocent, but not totally guilty. As of right now, 50% say you're guilty, 29% are saying not guilty, and 21% are saying hung jury. So
that's fine.
But
that's fine.
But we'll leave
but that's one of those ones that I'm happy to do time for, because again, like great men once said, when they Nelson Mandela stood of what he believed in, mate, and did the time. So if you're saying
Nelson Mandela, we're gonna get songs saying free Flex.
Yes, because you know what, Owen, because you know what, bro, yeah. I now I've even seen it back. I still stand by what I said. That I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
I think we should do that more often here on the channel. We've got the ability to go back and just see, because it's good, because we'll have. I know I do this. Could we do so many match views and streams or whatever? Someone will say, you said this, and I'll be like, I have no recollection of actually actually said that. I know what my intention was, but I don't know what I said. So yeah. But let us know. The poll's still open.
The poll's still open. Get involved, guys. Yeah. If you want to put other people on charges or put more charges on me, let's, like you said,
and if someone on sort of X now wants to, do a Photoshop of, Flex's head on Nelson Mandela's body, so we can put that up on the screen, that would be brilliant, So if that's what you want to do,
gonna do that. Yeah. Let's get through the super chats. Dwayne says, "New day, new vibes, manifestation, believe, 100%." And Terrence Pace says, "Ask this at DR. What are your opinions? That for second year in a row, the 3 teams who were promoted are getting relegated? Is it a money or quality thing? Is it a quality thing? Is it a money thing?" Because that is happening quite a lot, and that gap between those promoted teams and the ones the rest of the league is bigger than it's ever been. Jamerica says, "This fan base is full of player FC and coach FC, not club FC." I added that last bit. Joe Fleming says, "Flex, you're not going to beat the Chargers, bro." LOL. Yeah. Well, and also, let's be honest, very rarely, because of the viewers, and the community, the way the communities are, they don't want you really beating Chargers. Really, it has to be so conclusive to beat the Chargers. It has to be something so strong. Usually, you're not gonna beat the case. Usually.
I think it's one of those.
What's the rate? What's the succession rate?
I don't know. But I think it's one of those ones. If this was a legitimate trial, I think it would be one of those ones where they go,
it wouldn't be enough for a conviction. That it's not enough.
But that would be the thing. Going, is that enough? Is there enough for beyond reasonable doubt, or would people go, I felt like this is what he meant, but he didn't actually?
A judge wouldn't be having that, and that's where I'm asking you guys to be serious. This is what I mean about you lot really want me to face the charges. You letting the bias come in.
Very close. It was very, very close.
It was fun though. Fun.
Like watching it back, it was like, he's gonna say it now, he's gonna say it now, and you go, oh, he didn't say it yet, he's very close. Well, nobody he put it back.
And literally, and then to back the other way. Also, he could play 5. in the same thing.
Yeah.
He can have 2 10s. He can have no 10s and just play 2 up front. You can adapt. Got to do something. That's all. Really what you can see from that is my point was you have to do something. You have to adapt. You have to change. And then we've just listed all the different things that he's done. So
the 442 is a smoking gun. The 442 was a smoking gun.
Yeah, that's where it suggests though, because what it does, because what it did, I'll be honest, and I will hold my hands up on that. Because I said I didn't. This is what it is about the opinion. I don't have a problem if he went to something different for a game, like to make us survive at Anfield. Because that's my point. Everyone was like, no, he absolutely shouldn't do that because it would compromise everything. That's fine. That's your opinion. My opinion as a fan, with my assessment of the manager, is if he tweaked it to a 4-4-2 mid-game. There's been times in, actually, even not Coach Cam's, Cam, our statman Cam, he said it the other day in one of the games we were 4-4-2 during the game. We were. Who was that against? I have to pull up.
But then,
the adaptation's there.
When it comes to that, I feel I don't think there's enough to convict. I'm not sure there is enough to convict there. It's tough, but in fairness, the threshold isn't like criminal court or civil court on YouTube court.
4-4-2.
Beyond it's not beyond reasonable doubt. It doesn't matter.
It's any doubt.
Evidence doesn't matter.
As soon as there's it's based off a hint of doubt. As if there's a hint of doubt in anything that anyone says, that's it. It's over. It's over.
But to be fair, in fairness to you, if you were completely wrong, I do think you would hold your hands up and go, "Yeah, I was completely wrong with that."
I would.
You know what I mean? I think it's more the case of you don't believe that that's what you said.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm saying if that means I got to go jail, that's why I'm saying the Mandela thing. I'm going. Now I've watched that back because obviously at the beginning you're a bit like, I do need to see it back. I don't remember thing, but that is kind of how I remembered it. Like I don't remember fully saying like this 3-4-3. Nah, get rid of that. I don't remember saying that. So now I've seen it back. I double down. That's what I meant. What I said and said what I meant. If that means I'm going jail, then I'll go in jail. I don't care. I'll go jail and I'll happily do the time. I don't care. Not for that. For that one, that is one I wouldn't retract that. You know when you're like, the first question you asked at the whole beginning of this thing about 30 minutes ago, you said, wait a minute. You said, Flex, would you take back or change anything you said?
Well, it was referring to people in the comments on your Flex's view yesterday.
Saying I was a hypocrite.
On the Flex's view, saying you're a hypocrite, yes.
Why are you saying that? I didn't see the comments. See, it's just crazy how you can see that from me saying that in that moment of like, I don't get it. I don't get that. That just shows that the people, the community wants charges at all times, just for no reason.
Yeah, well, it says there's one. Has Ruben changed the system? Flex laughing emojis. Flex is a clueless individual, acts like a literal child, and bashes KG for doing the same.
We should add that into the morning shows as well. Go through some of the last comments.
Let's go through some of the comments. Yeah. What else to say? That was one you guys are too quick to forget sometimes. Now some people disagree with the Bruno stuff, say the Bruno hype. Let's just forget the last 3 seasons. So Flex is a fraud.
Numbers were good. Well, fraud, mate. Fraudulent, mate. You're fake. Don't really support this club. You're fraud. Oh, mate. So that's funny time. Sanji Gill says, honestly, what's wrong with what Flex said? Remember our form and that performance. We all say things when we are emotional during a game. The clips show there could be charges for Owen too.
Oh, I've got no doubts.
They're saying you got some charges there as well, Owen.
I've got no doubts.
Yeah,
I got no doubts.
Yeah, mate, in the match, Owen says mad stuff. All the time.
Yeah, I can't remember.
You cussed all the time in the match views, bro. WJ Barrett says the concern at that point, defo just, in my opinion. The concern at
justified.
That point. Sorry, defo justified, sorry. In my opinion. There you go. WJ Barrett says that was definitely a Marcel statement, free Flex. Jamerican says Johnny
Cochran.
Johnny Cochran famously stated, if it doesn't fit, you must have quit. Who's that? Who's
OJ Sentence. He was
was he the lawyer? Oh, I didn't know that.
Yes, you're OJ Simpson.
I'm OJ. Flex J Simpson, bro. Joe Fleming says Flex is doubling down on 4-4-2. Pissed myself laughing. I'm dying. And Rico Thomas says, jail him for any reason. Yeah, they just want to see man go to jail. That's what I'm saying, Rico.
Rico with the Rico charges. That's what it
is.
is.
Rico, yeah, exactly. Trying to put me on a Rico. And Uncle Bitsia says, has gifted 1 UV membership as
we
well.
missed the members chat from him as well, I think. Earlier on.
Hold on. Wait a minute. Let me go back up there. Wait a minute. There it is there. Inkabitsa says, our fan base loves a gotcha moment, and then we call it holding each other accountable. Bro, we're fans. There's no handbook. That is the super chat / members chat of the day. Exactly that. That is what we have created, which to be fair, let's be real. This is why we're in these communities, because it's fun. It's fun. Like the football's going to be the football. Our team's going to piss us off when we're crap. So we have fun. So I love it. But the underlying thing that Inkabitsa says is that we do love a gotcha. We love the whole, hold on, wait a minute. Hold on. You said this. And now you said, hold on, wait a minute. Hold on, wait. It has to be about right and wrongs. That's it.
And also, nobody's got a 100% track record. Nobody. And nobody ever will. Yeah, nobody ever will when it comes to that. But 100%. It's always fun to look back. I don't think we look back enough. We don't look back enough, do we? It's always good. Keeps you honest. Speaking of honest, we've got over 1,200 people watching. We're currently at 363 likes. That's less than 140 away from 500. So if you haven't already, click the like button for Flex on trial this morning. Current poll is Flex guilty. The guilty charge is going up, Flex. To be honest
that's
with you.
fine. They're the jury. They're the jury.
62%. But to be fair, I feel like if we had better time to prepare, then maybe you could have come with more evidence. You could have said, no, this isn't what I said. We could have had clips. Now that we've got the function.
But to be honest, I think we've seen all the evidence we need to see. You can clearly see what I said, what I meant, what the content, everything was there. So, and they still come to the 62% conclusion. So it's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine.
It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. No problem.
Yeah, it's fine. Like I said, I'll ride that bird happily. Stand on business. I'm not.
Well, one thing to be fair that you have been saying a lot recently is about Bruno Fernandez. Because obviously got a lot of criticism this season. He's the problem. Net negative. What other phrases do we want to say about Bruno Fernandez? Scored again yesterday. Got an assist technically yesterday. He's joined some esteemed company.
And they gave him 2 assists yesterday. They gave him.
He scored 50+ goals for Manchester United and 50+ assists for Manchester United in Premier League history. There's only a select few other people, Flex, that have actually been able to achieve that record or achieve that feat for Manchester United. And it's pretty impressive to say the least. Some of the people that have done it, actually, I'll get the thing up on the screen. It's a Sky Sports graphic that they posted yesterday, but just to go to show the people that are involved, it's legends, icons of Manchester United. There you go, it's right there. Wayne Rooney, 183 goals, 93 assists. Ryan Giggs, 109 goals, 162 assists. Paul Scholes, 107 goals, 55 assists. Eric Cantona, 64 goals, 51 assists. David Beckham, 62 goals, 80 assists. Now Bruno Fernandez, 62 goals and 50 assists, and a very short period of time as well. When you look at some of the other people that were on that list, as well. Is he? And this is what I will ask the chat coming out of this. Considering he's on that list with that caliber of name there: Rooney, Giggs, Scholes, Cantona, Beckham, icons, legends of Manchester United. Is Bruno Fernandez a Manchester United legend?
He's not a Manchester United legend. I think he's very unfortunate to have played in this era of Manchester United. I think that he's operating at a time when the club is so bad and is having numbers reflective of when the club was very good. So I would call him a great player, a great servant. You could say he's iconic. You could say cult hero, higher than a cult hero. But because of the era he's playing in, where we haven't challenged for top honours and haven't won top honours and probably won't while he's here, never know. Actually, got to believe to be fair, but because he's committed to us now, isn't he? I wouldn't call him a legend. I think it's too. When you look at the table he's dining at, though, for not being a legend, I think that he deserves. That just shows how good he is. I think that's what we take from this. To me, it just completely rubbishes any of the chat that like he's one of our biggest problems and we'll go nowhere without him. If anything, the data shows us that if our team was better and you have someone like him, would be unbelievable. If there were more players like him in said positions. So, and if he wins a major honor with this team or in this era, like our first Premier League since Sir Alex, then he would be. Then he would be if he wins the Champions League. He needs one of the big trophies. Yeah. But as an individual, he's been as good as anyone.
There's a poll in the chat. Is Bruno Fernandez a Manchester United legend? Yes, no, and then the last option is not yet, but he will be. A show says right there, you could do a comparison to Brian Robson because obviously he played in a terrible era, but right at the end of the Brian Robson era, he did win a couple of Premier Leagues. Exactly. and then, which I suppose, like show says, it could be an apt comparison. It was almost like the quality of the rest of the team then started to match Brian Robson. You know what I mean? Whereas for the majority of his Man United career, he was the best player in a average-ish team. And you go, okay, that's
because you do have to look at,
which is what you could say about Bruno, isn't it? Where he's the best player in a bad team. Player.
And also though, but you also have to say with Bruno, because there's players who like can play for a crap team, but they go down as like a Premier League great or a Premier League top. Like Matt Letizia played for Southampton the whole time. Wicked player. Didn't win Ethel. Alan Shearer obviously won the Prem with Blackburn, but his work is at Newcastle. Didn't win a damn thing. Yeah,
no. He watched him something yesterday,
and he was over the moon. It's brilliant to see.
Yeah.
So Bruno Fernandez, whether people like it or not, and this is where people will start to laugh at us, but I couldn't give a crap what people say. Yeah, Bruno Fernandez is up there as one of the like Premier League best players. Like he is not like in the top 5 or like the top 10. I get that, but like when you look back in history and you think like of top players that have played in this league, Bruno Fernandez is one of them. He's one of the best players in his position in the world, if not sometimes, depending on form,
a huge credit to Ruben Amorim would say. A lot of people were saying this to me on the full-time view last night. They were saying actually they think that Amorim's getting more out of Bruno than say Eric Ten Hag got out of Bruno.
It's more
which is quite an interesting statement.
Yeah,
which is an interesting statement because you would think, well, Bruno, Eric Ten Hag made Bruno Fernandez the captain, and Eric Ten Hag did win a couple of trophies with Bruno Fernandez as the captain. I mean, that day, even though officially Harry Maguire was the captain, Carabao Cup, it was a Bruno Fernandez. He was the one really leading the side that day. FA Cup final, Bruno Fernandez officially the captain, and Bruno was brilliant in that final against Man City. But it does feel like he's maybe somehow more influential on a Ruben Amorim team than he was in an Eric Ten Hag team, perhaps, because yesterday, like people were sort of saying, it feels a bit like when Ollie was the manager, where everything that we do positive, there is somehow he is related to it. If we score a goal, he is related to it. And he is doing something at the moment that I didn't think he could do, whereas playing in the deeper role, in the deeper roles, I thought there's no way he can be less erratic. But he actually is. I mentioned it yesterday. But when he's picking up the ball now, he's kind of like gliding. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Gliding, not going too fast.
Swagger. Yeah.
Just dink it over the top, play a ball in behind, play it sideways, dictating quarterback role. And I didn't think he could do that. He still gives the ball away, and he still does sort of the mad stuff, but nowhere near as much. And the fact that he is playing deeper and he's still scoring goals and he's still getting assists is a credit to him. He's effectively played under Solskjaer at points as a striker, scoring goals, getting assists. Play as a 10, scoring goals, getting assists. Now he's playing as an 8, sometimes even deeper than that, in like a sort of deep line playmaker 6. Still getting goals, still getting assists, still involved in all of the goals. So there's more to his game than I even thought was actually possible, to be honest. And his form at the moment, it's been absolutely remarkable. And I know people point to the table, go, yeah, but you're 13th, so how good is he? Well, once again, if Bruno Fernandez legitimately was not in our team this season, and you want to swap out for any of your sort of football scholar 10s that people like to put into the team, I'll put Maddison in there, put Odegaard in there. We would be worse off.
100%. 100%.
We would be absolutely worse off.
And if we
even the availability thing, Flex. Don't miss games.
Always there.
Doesn't even miss games.
Don't miss games. Kevin De Bruyne is arguably, depending on who you speak to, I don't agree with this, but Kevin De Bruyne, some people say that he's the best ever midfielder to play in our league. Do some people say that?
Some people do. I don't agree.
Absolutely. Not a lot. No. But even without that, this, he's shit now, but Kevin De Bruyne Prime has been operating while Bruno's been here. And this is someone who's lauded because he's been amazing, right? In half the games, Kevin De Bruyne, has played 280 Premier League games and scored 70 and assisted 118, which is obviously unreal. 280 games, so basically 300. Let's just round up to make it easier. Basically 300 games. He's got 70 goals just in the Prem and 118 assists. Bruno's not even played 200 games. So let's round Bruno up to 200 because he's on 187 in the league. Bruno's played 100 games less and he's got 62 goals and 49 assists. So you telling me with that, so he's 8 goals off the same amount as De Bruyne in 100 less games. In 100, he's 8 goals behind in 100 games less in Manchester United's team.
My favorite
Manchester United's team.
My favorite Bruno stat is that he's not far off surpassing the amount of games that Luke Shaw's played for Man United in a decade.
There you go. He's always there. Exactly. And
in a decade.
Exactly. It's crazy. And even for the assists and stuff, obviously De Bruyne, he's played 100 more games. So he's got 118 assists and Bruno's got 50. So if Bruno played another 100 Premier League games, would he get to that? Probably.
Well, and also as well, you think of some of the strikers that
crazy in a worse
team that De Bruyne has played with. De Bruyne has set up, goals for the likes of Aguero, Haaland. Some of the best Premier League strikers ever. Bruno Fernandez has had Cristiano Ronaldo at the end of his career for one season. Cavani.
I've always thought that.
And then who else has he had to set up? Goals for with
Igalo.
Martial in and out of the team. It's crazy. It's
and it's that show. Show says, look, I would still put KDB above, and that's fine. Cool, that's no problem. But it's like Show said, people talk like it's some big gap. People talk like what pisses me off. Fine if you don't like the style of player and this that. What actually pisses me off is that people act like Bruno's not a big man player, can dine at the top table with all the favorites. All the guys who get lauded for being tech and amazing and this, that, and the other. Bruno gets disregarded all the time because of hand movements and moaning like he's not a top draw player. Like if he wasn't playing for these teams that these men are in, and if he didn't do a role reversal of all of these guys, he would still be the same, but they would not be the same. That's what I don't like. That's what I hate.
Well, sometimes we say this, and I include myself because I've done this before, where we try and sort of pat ourselves on the back to make ourselves feel better. He could get into any team. He could get into any team, and they couldn't. Bruno legitimately could actually get into any team. He actually could. He really could get into any team. Any team in the Prem would have him. He could get into Barcelona or Real Madrid. They would have him. And it's not to say it's not. And again, that's not to pat ourselves on the back, but he genuinely. When you contribute that amount, goals and assists, they're worth gold. Any team will have him. Any team will have him. So he's the top. He's arguably the only world class player we've actually got, really. And consistently across the board every season. He is.
Not arguably,
I know, and this is the Man United thing of if you say Bruno could play for Real Madrid, Barcelona, people go no.
He's got you 15th.
No. It's true. It genuinely is true. Like Max says, he doesn't start for Real Madrid. I think he probably would. He'd get in that team with the fucking other injuries that they got. With the people that drop like flies, they'd kill for a Bruno Fernandez. They'd like, oh my goodness, anyone would. Availability, goal scoring, assists. That's again with quality passing, because it's not just about if you think a player's techie or anything like that. Oh yeah, but some players that Barca have got, some players that Real Madrid got, better technical again, like Arsenal fans. Oh, Odegaard. If you've got a player that's available every single week, gets goals every single week, gets assists every single week, that people will have that over techie or whatever. They will, just because the player's
the
better
most
looking on
techie
the
player
eye.
you ever see.
You know what I mean?
They ain't had a shot in 11 games or whatever it is.
Because again, people will be like that because it's they're better on the eye, better on the eye. That's what it is. Well, the better on the eye because they only play once every 6 weeks or something.
Yeah,
and
that's what I mean. See, Bruno's an occasional player, but then you look at his numbers, and then they've been consistent every year since he's been here. Of course, there's games where he's played shit. There's games where he's gone missing. There's games where he give the ball away and didn't get a goal and assist. Of course, the same way I've seen De Bruyne spam the shit out of crosses loads of times, give the ball away 100 times. Seen Trent do it all the time. Like the players who take the risk, the players who have got to create, lose the ball more than others and take more risks than others. And there are some types of 10s who are risk averse, but will keep the ball at all costs and never lose it. Like it's just different types of players, different types of 10s. But the way Bruno's style gets completely discarded, like that's not a valid style of that position when he's so effective at his job, it baffles me. It's mind-blowing to me how you can look at Bruno Fernandez, his consistency, and just basically focus on the fact that you just don't like him as a character on the pitch. Because that's all. That's really why he's overhated, is because people just see a bit of moaning. That's the reason why.
And he's also overhated again because it's availability, because his sample size is bigger than most other players. I go back to some of these sort of techie players because they're only available for a few months and they're injured. So you only see the highlights. You only see them when they're in the team for a little bit. With Bruno, you see him every single week. So you do see the good, the bad, the ugly. You see it all, and you watch him more than you watch other players. So, of course, you're going to know his faults better than others, because some other players, you won't see those faults because you won't see him play that much. That's really why. It's the availability thing. But managers will have availability over people that aren't going to play. And also, it's not as if he's just, his only good thing is that he plays all the time. He contributes. All the time.
He's not just there
all the time.
Because some people could be there like a bad smell. It's like he's always bloody here, but never injured, but shit.
Yeah.
Tarun says since Bruno joined in 2020, only one player has had more assists than his 80 in Europe, and that is De Bruyne with 90, beating Muller at 79. Well, not bad, is it? Not bad. Joe Fleming says it's not a gelting, just community service, isn't it? Okay, I'll take that. That's fine. Yeah, put me on tag or something. Community service, fine. Ken says, I got an 100% track record 50% of the time. Right, so you're trying to cut, you cussing, Bruno. Is what you're saying?
No, I think you were saying about, about a bit like you, about being right all the time. I've got a 100% track record 50% of the time. Not always right, basically.
Yeah, it's literally.
He's saying I'm not always right. Yeah.
Ray says, problem with Bruno is he got legend stats in a terrible era of United. In the Fergie era, 100% legend. Yeah, if you got these type of... I mean, Nicky Butt was saying the other day, we really allowed he wouldn't get anywhere near our teach. What are we talking about, Nicky Butt? Come on. Do you know what I mean? Like, Nicky Butt, listen, you can't disrespect people who have been there, done. Nicky Butt's a good player. Nicky Butt's a good player. But don't shit on Bruno like that, bro. Like, he can't play next to you. Don't do that, Nicky.
Well, and the Nicky Butt ones, that was funny, because when we were talking about selling Rashford, and people can't sell academy players. Sold Nicky Butt after he won a treble. Like,
Exactly. Like, and that's the thing. Like, know your place as one of the legends. Like, you're not.
Class 92, won Premier Leagues, won Champions League. He still got sold. Anyone can go. Like, those are the evidence. But
Nicky was the man. Just support the big boy cast. So you are a legend.
Yeah,
you won it all. But don't.
Good player. Good player. But but fortunate to be in a good team too.
Exactly. Because if Nicky Butt played in this era, he wouldn't be doing nothing. I'll tell you that. That I do know.
In this Man United team,
in this Man United team, he wouldn't stand out in this Man United team.
Yeah,
he wouldn't.
Yeah.
That's not to say he's not a good player. Because to play with good players for many, many years, you also have to be good. So I always know that. Ken says Bruno is a United legend. It's not his fault. The team is trash. A lot of people will take that. Say he's in a bad era. He's got the same numbers as the people in the good era. So he is a legend. Mr. Starter said, is Kane a Spurs legend? Yes, because he's their all-time Premier League goal scorer. Yeah. It's a bit different, but then again, Bruno's not a striker, so if you have that sort of, but Spurs' bar to be a legend is a lot lower. because they don't
and
haven't won anything.
And the Spurs legacy isn't winning trophies, isn't just on winning trophies.
That's what I'm saying. They ain't won
I mean,
nothing.
yeah.
So,
No.
Cobblestone says it's silly to say Bruno isn't a legend because the team hasn't won trophies and the team and club isn't great. He is a world-class player and deserves to dine with the great players of this club. Do you know what? I do see the other side. Like, what do you want him to do? It's not his fault he's in this era. He's top. He's top, and he's one of the best players in his position in the world, and has been since.
And also when he joined United in 2020, that's in the middle of a trophy drought that was only ended a couple of years ago, wasn't it?
Exactly.
You know?
I think the problem is putting him in. It's because you're trying to put him next to the people that have done it all. We don't give legendary status at our
in
club
that category.
Do you see what I mean? That's the problem. And really, he's a modern day legend of United. He's a legend of this era.
Because we're looking at those, they're legends because they've all won. Well, apart from Cantona, you know, when they won like Champions Leagues, you know, that kind of thing. Multiple Premier Leagues,
plural. FA Cup. And Bruno's won the FA Cup twice. To be
fair. But at the same time, Champions Leagues and Premier Leagues haven't even really been possible for Bruno whilst he's been here. You know what I mean? Is that necessarily his fault? Is that his fault?
I wouldn't like profusely like go at someone who's saying he's a legend. I wouldn't do that. But it's just, I just think for me, on a personal, saying Bruno's an out and out legend, I think he's a United hero because to play in this shit team and do that, I just.
If we won Europa this year, would he be a legend? It's European trophy. It's not the European trophy, but it's a European trophy.
Especially the season.
That would be three trophies in 3 seasons. Get us in the Champions League during our worst Premier League season ever.
Because then you got to start looking at what he's doing for us when we're that bad. That's what I'm saying about hero. That's why he's a hero. Because he held us up when the club was on its arse. So basically, you'll always be remembered in history as the guy that when we are at our worst, Bruno could be the guy who knitted together the errors of when we then got good again, and it was towards the back end of his career, maybe.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah. We go, Bruno's not at that level now, but listen, he will always get massive respect at Old Trafford and go down as a great. I think he's a great. I think he's a Man United hero / great. Not a legend, if that makes sense. Because is there a difference between a great and a legend?
Well, a lot of people in the chat, this is quite interesting. When it says in the poll, is Bruno Fernandez a Manchester United legend? 38% say yes, 19% say no, but 43% say not yet, but he will be. So the general consensus is that he will get there.
Okay, still a bit of work to do. Lilio says defo are great. I just feel more comfortable saying that. Legend for me, man, and legends can mean different things to people. Legend could be the first player that you fell in love with at United, so he's a legend to you. That, it's up to you. But for me, legend for my era, I'm old school me, is like that crop where it's unequivocal. You got countless trophies. You played in a successful era, which I know is not Bruno's fault, and you were top. That's what I class as legend. But yeah. Ken Howard said if Bruno was playing for Real Madrid with his numbers, it'd be Ballon d'Or. Here you go. It's silly. Oh no, I read that one already. And Inkabitz says, is it a nationality thing, Nikki? And WJ Barrett says, win the Europa and I'll call him a legend of United. There you go. So yes, interesting debate that. And as Bruno continues to do well, I'm sure this will rumble on. But while the team's 14th and 15th, a lot of people will push back and say, look at the standards of the fan base, trying to give this guy a knighthood when he's carried us to 14th and 15th. You'll still get that. So, Jaap Stam's still a legend despite short stay. Exactly, because he won the treble. And was like the best defender then as well. Like he was the best in his position. Jaap Stam, unbelievable. 13th now. And just guys,
very quickly, some people were asking about Aiden Heaven. He left the King Power Stadium last night with his foot in a protective boot, but he was walking unaided. So we don't know anymore, but it might not be as bad as first thought. Maybe. Still not going to be great, though.
Right. Yeah. Good news that he's walking out in the boot, but
yeah. That's still could be a while. But that might mean even if it's not this season, that could be a pre-season and be back for then kind of thing, which wasn't even a guarantee. So that's positive.
Yeah. Exactly. There you go. Right, guys, we are out of here. Everyone smash a like on the video. Where did we get to? Likes wise, we got to 454. Let's get 500 on the way out, peeps. I believe in you. I absolutely believe in you. Smash the like. We are back later on tonight with the red carpet. We'll see you there. Take care. Peace.